Today, the Justice Department announced the indictment of 12 Russian intelligence officers who were accused of hacking into Democratic email accounts, including the email account of the Clinton campaign and the Democratic National Committee during the 2016 presidential election.
Well, good afternoon.
The indictment alleges a vast and coordinated effort to break into these email accounts, steal emails, and then release them in the run-up to the 2016 presidential election in what prosecutors say was an effort to criminally interfere in the 2016 presidential election and in American politics. These Russians are not in custody, but this is part of what the Justice Department describes as a name and shame strategy, which is a way to effectively identify the people in foreign governments and foreign countries who have committed these acts, these cyber attacks, and effectively announce to the world that they have been identified. And the Justice Department for years has now seen this as a deterrent for future hacks.
The indictment charges 12 Russian military officers by name.
Notably, this indictment does not allege any sort of contact between Trump campaign members or associates and these Russian intelligence officers. It doesn't say that anybody who was in touch with the Russian intelligence officers or any of their conduits were aware or knew that they were having communication with Russian intelligence officers. And so immediately the White House and President Donald Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, have seized on that fact to basically say, look, this is proof of no collusion. However, we don't know what we don't know, and there are certainly additional shoes that could drop going down the road. It's impossible to rule out any additional developments.
The units engaged in active cyber operations to interfere in the 2016 presidential election.
President Trump is supposed to meet with Vladimir Putin on Monday, so this indictment comes just 3 days before that meeting. It also comes as the president is currently in England, where he's going to be having meetings with the royal family. So this is certainly not a development that the president wants to have to deal with as he's trying to have these foreign meetings, including with Vladimir Putin. One thing he has said is that, of course, he's going to bring up the Russian hacking with Putin, although he has said, what do you expect him to say? Do you expect him to effectively admit guilt or say that he did it?
Associate Deputy Attorney General Ed O'Callaghan is also with me.
But it is important to note that contrary to Putin's assertions, this indictment does allege that these 12 people actually worked for a Russian intelligence agency. So they are an arm of the Russian government. So it becomes increasingly impossible, if this is proven then in court or established by the government somehow, that these are the people who are responsible for the hack, to say that the Kremlin, that the Russian government had no part in this, that is belied by the allegations in this indictment.
Managing the special counsel investigation.
Prior to today, there have been 20 criminal charges brought in Mueller's investigation. That includes 13 Russians who were accused in a very hidden but powerful social media effort to influence American public opinion. It also includes 4 Trump campaign and White House aides, former aides, 3 of whom have pleaded guilty and have agreed to cooperate with Mueller. So this is an ongoing investigation, but we are now talking about more than 30 people who have been charged in Mueller's investigation.